No. No. Small letters.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Marriage is Beautiful with SeyiFunmi. Oh, yeah. All right. When you say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone. We are glad to be back here this evening. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you all. We are ready for your questions, and we're glad we have so many questions here. We just pray. Our prayer is that we will be able to answer all. We pray so. Thank you. God bless you.
Wow. My name is Seyi. She's Funmi. And together we are called SeyiFunmi. And everybody is expecting that. That's our usual trademark. And people will tell me, you didn't do my name is Seyi. So this evening, like my wife rightly said, we have so many questions and we're praying to God that we'll be able to take them all. But wherever we are able to get to before we stop, we'll definitely continue some other time. This is the series 1 of Timeout with SeyiFunmi. Intermittently, we'll be bringing this to you at home. Sometimes we'll have to put a pause, a stop with having guests, and then have a time out with each other. Some of those questions that you were unable to ask when we have the guests around, you'll be able to tell us and we'll be able to rub mind together. So it's more of an interactive thing. You talk, we talk. So as we have this question here right now, there are still many others that you want to ask. Prevention, you've not sent your question while we ask you to. You have an opportunity in the comment section to send your question and
in the live chat.
And if you are with us right now and you are viewing us, kindly give us a thumb up, share this program, invite others to join us.
So can we wait for some time?
Maybe we will need to wait for some time and allow viewers to join us.
So guys, sorry if you're online, we need to wait for some time.
Yeah, if they are online, they should give us a thumb up. They should try to get in, give us a thumb up, really, to let us know you are there.
Yeah.
And I think everybody will be able to comment today, unlike last week. Let's tender our apology. We're sorry for what happened last week. And today, I believe everybody will be able to
relate, to interact.
So if you are in the house, please give us a thumb up. Let us know when we have a sizable number so that we can start today's program and start looking into the question. I think we have. All right, we're still waiting. Viewers at home, I believe you are joining us now.
Yeah, we have 5.
Yeah.
We have 5 people online.
All right.
So let's wait. If we are able to have 7, we can start.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
Perfect number.
A perfect number. Well, guys, how do we start today? So many questions. I don't really know.
We start from number 1.
How are we going to start? We start anyhow. We start from the very first question and wow.
Start anyhow.
I think. All right.
Okay,
we still need to wait a little bit more.
Okay, do we have we're supposed to share this?
Okay. All right. Let me share. Let me share on the link now that we're live. I believe some.
Share.
Yeah. All right. So viewers, we're trying to trying to share?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are at home and you are watching us, help us to share.
Yeah.
Share, and share. More and more. We really need people to be around. Okay. Yetunde Julius just said hi. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for more people to join.
Please, as you're joining, let's see you. Like, just say hi so that we can
so that we will know. All right.
Dr. Mercy, say hi.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, family.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're still waiting for others to join also. Are you sharing?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to.
All right. Okay. So if you are at home, please share. Give us a thumb up. Let us know that you are here so that we can start straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
We have 6 people online, but I think
6 people online.
Hi.
Everybody's saying now, yeah, we still keep waiting.
Like,
all right, we said we'll start with the perfect number. Yeah, 8 people on the line now.
We have 8 here.
Yeah, we can start. I'm still trying to share also, like we said, but we can start now.
Okay.
All right.
8, 7, yeah, 7, 8. Okay. Good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go. Honey, are you starting first or should I start first?
Okay. Yeah, the first question we have here is this. Yeah. Like, you see, those questions, like, we have so many questions, and because it's on different platform. We have from Facebook, we have from YouTube, we have from Instagram, and we have so many on WhatsApp. So we've tried to put them together on the paper so that we'll not miss any in case we have that much time to answer them all. So at least we have like 11 questions here, and right now, we don't know if we're still going to have. We believe we're still going to have more questions, but at least we pray God help us so that we'll be able to answer everything. And here, the first question we have here says that, how do you correct your spouse, especially when you know that he does not like to take to correction, and he will always fight you when you try to walk up? That's a very big question. Like, how do you correct your spouse?
Says, how do you correct your spouse, especially when you know that he doesn't like to take to correction and he will always fight you when you try to? We discussed a lot about this issue in one of our program episode, correcting your spouse in love. I would say this first.
Yeah.
That no human being in the whole world wants to be corrected.
Oh, yeah.
Take that first. There is no human being in the whole wild world who likes to be corrected.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be right in their own eyes. I want it to be that what I do or what I'm doing is the best.
Okay.
I want everybody to see that I am up to task in everything that I'm doing. So, first, it takes humility to be corrected and for you to take correction. So, the first thing is, what are you correcting your hobby about?
Okay.
We said this sometime before that you can only have a better version of the one you marry. You can't change the one you marry. Please try to understand that. As much as I love her and as much as she loves me, she can't change me right now. It will be an Herculean task for you to try to change a grown-up man or a grown-up woman. So let that be at the base of your mind, that you can't change a grown-up man or a grown-up woman. So if you are going to correct, the first thing you must understand is you have to do it in love.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to make that correction suitable, palatable, and enjoyable for him or her to accept. So it starts with, what are you correcting him about?
Okay.
What are you correcting her about? If it is an habit, you have to do it subtly. You have to do it in love.
Tactically, yeah, tactically.
You have to be tactical about it. If it is an habit, you have to be tactical about it. You don't just go thumping on him or her, expecting him to change what he has learned or she has learned for all his or her life. So that is the first thing. What are you correcting him about?
Okay.
Number two, how are you correcting him or her? Like I said earlier, nobody wants to be corrected.
Yeah.
But you can as well do it in love. If the way you go about correcting him or her is too harsh, he's not going to take it. See, remember, you don't have the luxury of kin and the luxury of order. This is what I want and you must do it.
Yeah.
If you are talking to your kid, you have the luxury of using the kin, you have the luxury of giving an order.
To some extent. Yeah.
So if you are correcting a grown-up man, you must understand, or a grown-up woman, you must understand that he has a mind of his own and she has a mind of his own. So you have to correct in such a way that correction will be easy for him to take.
Yeah.
It's not that it's what we've been telling you. Don't. Is this how your mate is doing? You are looking for a big problem there. A man or a woman will tell you, then go and meet my mate since you married my mate.
Okay.
If this is not how my mate is doing, you see that my mate that is not doing it this way, go and meet them. So if you have to correct, take for an example, if something is wrong with the meal and I have to correct it, for an example, as a man, there is little I can do. The food is already on the table.
Yeah.
Please enjoy it the way it is first. You can as well tell later or even during the meal, honey, I don't know whether it is my taste buds.
Yeah.
But I think this still is a little bit salty.
Okay.
Maybe you will wash it. Maybe it is the salt that we buy that is a bit sharp than the one we were using before. You have to find a way, maybe reduce the salt. It's not you throwing that dish to her and be saying, do you want to kill me with salt?
Oh, that's a good one. If you say this, first thing I would like to say is understanding. If you want to correct your spouse, now you said a lady is asking this question.
Yeah.
How do you correct your spouse, especially when you know that he does not take to correction?
Okay.
You see, for me, it starts from understanding each other.
Okay.
You see, if you understand your spouse, you will know how you will be able, you will know how to deal with him.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can't compare A to B. You can't compare the way I will correct my husband with the way you will correct your husband.
Yes.
There are some men that if you are too slow or you are too quiet around them, you see, if you sing from now to next year, they will still not listen to you.
Yeah.
But girls, until they want to see that action, they really want to say that you are not comfortable with what you are complaining about, Okay. And sometimes, but still, even when you are doing it, you still have to do it tactically. You have to do it in love. Like my husband said earlier, you have to do it in love because you have to say that you are correcting him because you love him. not because you want to criticize him, not because you're trying to dominate him, something like that. So so that is exactly what I think you should do. In case you are online or you watch this later, correct in love. First of all, study the person you are dealing with, understand him, talk to God. That is the first thing. Like, I think you need to pray about it. The Bible says that the heart of man, is in the hand of the Lord. It's the Lord that directs it to wherever He wishes. So I want to implore you that you should pray about it, and when you want to correct him in love. Let him see the reason why you're correcting him. Yeah.
When women correct, another thing I want to add here is sometimes men will listen to you. They've already taken everything, but they may act nonchalantly as if to say they are not going to do.
Okay.
Please, as a woman in the house, don't overbeat issue. That is when the case of nagging comes in.
Yeah.
You've corrected him. Probably he didn't say anything.
Okay.
But he heard you.
Okay.
And sometimes the ego in him will not allow him to admit it even at that moment.
Exactly.
I do that a lot. Sometimes I behave as if I didn't.
Who told you do that? Am I the one that says so?
No, I know. See, any burumo, that's what the Yoruba say.
Sure,
no, it's just a proverb where any burumo.
All right.
So sometimes I know what I'm doing. Sometimes you will tell me something.
You'll be quiet.
I'll be quiet. I won't even respond.
Yeah, sure.
But the truth is, I've heard you. I'm digesting it. I'm ruminating about that thing. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. You see, at that moment, women out there, please don't overbeat issue. That's when the problem comes. Correction might turn to nagging when it is repeated one time too often. I don't know, somebody is getting that.
Yeah.
Correction become nagging when it is repeated one time too often. You said it, she had you or he had you.
Yeah.
You've repeated. Sometimes you said okay. See, when he or she said okay, let it be. Okay. You don't need to repeat. Okay. Keep repeating and repeat again. That's when the issue starts at home.
But let me check this. But do you think that sometimes, let me say, since you know that this thing needs to be done, or I'm not referring to like for men or for women, ladies out there that are hearing us, I don't think we need to wait until someone keeps talking about something, hammering about something, like for us to know what to do. Like, okay, what should I do? Can we fix this thing? Because sometimes negligence sometimes can result to what you don't really want, or what we are not going to welcome. So in such situation,
what do we do?
What do we do?
See,
so because I want us to balance this issue so that it will not be
okay. Yeah. But what is there is that when we receive information, we have what we call the processing time.
Exactly.
My own processing time, I might be using a processor. My own computer might be using a processor that is faster than yours.
Yeah.
So we have what we call a processing time.
Yeah.
It might still be under processing.
Yeah.
Remember the last time we released the video, people were calling us they are unable to watch.
Yeah.
After we finished the live, the video was still processing, but it was live. People were clicking on it and they were telling us that we were unable to watch. So it takes some time. Like a video of 5 minutes or 10 minutes on YouTube will take little time to process. And if it is 1 hour and above, it will take more time. So that woman might be undergoing the processing time. Please don't overbeat that issue at that time. Wait for some time. You still need, I know faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. You need to keep repeating. That's what the Yoruba says. But still, you have to allow some gap between the first time you say it and the next time you repeat it.
Yeah.
But if you keep pressing on him or her immediately after saying it, then it becomes nagging.
So that's great. But we want to welcome our viewers once again. Thank you for joining. Want to say want to say that if you are around and you've not say hi, please
say hi. Let's see you.
And we want you to share this this live program so that at least others will be able to come on live and benefit from what we are discussing today. Thank you so much. I can see so many people
online.
Today, Julius saying hi. Temitope saying hi. Sister Esther Ajayi saying hi. Kunle Odunye saying hi. Then Ojo saying hi. So we know everyone is here, and we can have 15 people online right now. So if you've not said hi, please try and drop your hi.
Wow.
See you.
Okay, Valentine, thank you for saying hi. And right now, start typing your question. We have here, and we might still need to put yours to join also.
We have so many questions.
Question number 2. Now, this question says, I have been having issue with my brother-in-law living with us.
Yeah.
He believes he is untouchable. And that as a younger brother to my husband, he is entitled to do as he pleases in our home. What can I do to let my husband know that I'm having issue with his brother? He is always on defensive side about him. A lot. Very deep. Very, very deep.
I think this is family issue, that needs to be handled with care.
You need to handle it with care.
And prayer.
Honey, you have to go first because a woman has this. So you have to tell us. Yes.
So what I'm going to say here is, one, just let the Holy Spirit lead you, because dear, you said that your husband might not want to listen, like he's going to be on defensive side, he's going to defend his brother. First thing is you need to pray about it, because you need to win his heart towards you, because one, he needs to believe in you that whatever you are saying is true. If your man really, I know if you're together, if he really loves you, he want to listen to you. You want to listen to you. You want to hear your own side. If you know you're not comfortable, you just have to tell him, honey, I'm not comfortable with this thing. Darling, I'm not comfortable, because at the end of the day, whatever happens to you affects him too. You need to let him know, look for a way to talk to him about this. Like anytime you understand the timing, issue. You know when he want to listen, you know when he want to talk, you know when he want to play, so that I think that's the period you need to talk to him. That's the period you should call his attention to what you need to explain to him, and you should explain deeply so that he will understand. Because you can't just say, you see what your brother is doing, he's going to leave this house. You are not the one to give that order that he should leave the house, because you have to be very careful so that you're not going to take your word and hand that, okay, maybe you don't like his brother, or maybe you don't want his family around. I think, that's what I want to say.
Wow. Thank you, Wemiji, for joining. Thank you, FC Otta, for joining.
Yeah.
They both said hello, hi. See, we have to look into this thing carefully.
Yeah.
You are talking about your husband's younger brother. They've been bonded together before you guys got married.
Really?
They've been together through thick and thin. And now you are in. And believe me, honestly, I understand. Brother-in-law can be a pain in the ass. Let me put it that way. Permit me to use that word. They can really be obstinate. Because we have a culture in my own area that says your brother-in-law is like the father of your husband. We used to call them Baba Okomi, which means my husband's father. And in most cases, like in Yoruba, you don't dare call them names.
Yeah.
You give them a special pet name.
Pet name, or you call them
Auntie, brother. Even if you know that this person is younger than you, you still, the culture did not permit you to call him or her names.
Yeah.
So when you are talking to such a person, even for the mere fact that the respective tone is in need, is involved when you are talking to him, he has a kind of ego, he has a kind of feeling. Now, most of the time, like it happens in some of the home, they eat, they don't want to take their plates. They want to show you that the your baba oko, as in your husband's daddy.
They are your in-laws.
They are your in-laws. So when you have such
and they believe that, sorry for cutting, like they believe that the respect you accord to your husband should be given to them too.
So you have to be very careful in this case. Oh, Sister KG, welcome. She said came late, no problem. You are still on. So you have to call him that respect according to the culture, but notwithstanding, you still have, when the ships are down, is between you and your husband.
Exactly.
There are many ways to kill a cat. There are many ways to pass messages across. You understand your husband more than they do. And you have to find a way to talk to him. Let me put it this way. You have your husband's mumu button. So you have to find a way to click on that button and explain issue. Most times, men don't have issue with their sister-in-law or brother-in-law from their sister side living with them. From the wife side living with them. No, they don't have that issue. But in most cases, women have that issue. But I want to say this: when the ships are down, nuclear family comes forward before extended family. That guy you are about defending, that guy you want to press down your wife for, will still at one point or the other start his own family. And at that point, he may not, most times those people are not ready to joke with their wife for you. So you have to understand that when, as a man, if your wife will come softly to you and explain that this is what is happening, look into the case. Don't wave the thing away as one of the women's talk. There have been homes that have been broken just because of this. So when it comes in and is behaving like King Kong, and your wife comes to explain, remember that he expects your wife to accord him the same honor is according to you. Also, he should also realize that the same way he is respecting you as a man is the same way he's supposed to respect your wife. In this case, there must be a boundary that must be set. Your family is your family. You can't throw them away. Your wife is your wife. You are supposed to be together and be one. So when this thing happens, please find the time to call your brother and explain. In such a case, explain to your brother, because at a point in time he will still get married. But most times they don't understand it. They don't until they get married. Until they are in. And when they are into the marriage, it is then that they will say, I'm not playing with my wife with anybody. But I wonder if they can play anyhow with your own wife at that time. The boundary is for the man to set. The man must be the one to set the boundary. But I don't rule out the excesses of women also. We have to balance it. When you note that in this case, sometimes it might be as a result of your wife excesses. Please don't correct in front of your brother. Enter into the inner room and sort the matter out. You will have downgraded her if you are talking to her anyhow in front of your brother. You will have downgraded her, you will have reduced her value, you will have reduced the respect they have for her if you will talk to her anyhow in front of your brother. So get inside and iron issue out. Defend her as much as you can. Quote me and unquote me anywhere. Even if I have to talk to my wife, I still must stand for her in the presence of everyone. Yoruba says we don't count in the presence of the person having 9 toes. No, you won't count it in their presence. You allow him to go. So get into the inner of inner, the holy of holies, the places where you take the flight to Jerusalem. Iron your issues out and let your wife know that what you did is wrong. But I can't be talking this in the presence. Please find a way to amend the situation.
And another thing I want to say is that, like for the wife, don't try to report the guy to the husband's family or to their family, because it will look as if you don't like your husband's brother. So you have to be careful. Look for a way. This issue should be settled between you and your husband.
Okay.
It should be between that home. Don't go outside because it's family issue. Yeah. The third question here.
All right.
So let's welcome every other
person that have joined.
Everyone that just joined.
All right. We have Emmanuel Okeshola on the line. Thank you very much. Sister Timeout Oladele. Wow. Those were the guests last week. Thank you for joining. Upper week. Yeah. Last week. Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And like we said, you are still coming back. The chat is working. Thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, you can keep your questions coming. So if
please,
you still have questions,
if you have questions for us, let's interact. Yeah. Don't just give the eye and the love. Let's interact. Talk about your own opinion. As we are giving our own opinion, if you have an opinion on the question that is being raised, please talk about it. This is an interactive section. It's time out with SeyiFunmi. We need to talk to one another. Yeah. So type your own opinion and we will read as you are typing them for the viewers.
Yeah, the third question here says, my husband is not serious with our family altar. He finds excuses not to join us in prayer, claiming to be tired and needed to rest. All efforts to make him see reasons has proven abortive. What can I do to encourage him to pray for us and with us? I think this is a lady asking this question. I think it's most of the time this is general question. I think it's in most homes like it's common. Yeah, some men don't have time to sit together and say, okay, we are praying, let us pray, because they feel like the time you are calling them is odd. That's like it's an odd time. That's not the time they really want to pray. But what do you think? I think
I would say this, and with all. Without minding world, with everything that I knew about men and women, that in most cases, women pray more for the family than men. Don't get it twisted. Men pray. There are prayer warriors in men that pray more than the women.
Sure.
But in most cases, women tend to pray more for the family than men. I want to say this. In time past, we find out that on most cases, it is women that run around Egbamio because of my husband.
Oh, yeah.
And you will see this also in churches today all over the world. The number of women is always greater than men in attending, except in Doha. In Doha we have, because it's a kind of industrial environment, and most are the men coming in. Yeah. But except in this case, we have women. Even at that, we're having all women now becoming more in church than men. So what I want to point out is that men, okay. All right. I'm coming. We will try to go to WhatsApp. Mrs. Adebimpe Aremu said, please, Reverend, check my question on your WhatsApp. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I will look into that. Now, like I was saying, in most cases, it is always women praying more. I think I would recommend this for both husband and wife to read. In this area, we'll talk about books that I've read or probably that has blessed my life. The Power of Praying Woman, The Power of Praying Wife by Stormy Omatan. I will recommend for every man and every woman. He has so many series, The Power of Praying for Your Teenage Children, The Power of Praying for Your Adult Children. So a lot about the power of praying, and it's all about the family. If you get the series of Stormy Omatan's book, you can read. Yeah. Now, what do I want to say is this. Man will always find an excuse, especially to want to sleep and not want to pray.
Or to want to relax.
And to want to relax. See, the point is, when you were dating, is it prayerful? If he is not prayerful, welcome Olugbenga Sonny, thank you for joining. If he is not that much prayerful, you should have started then trying to encourage him. This is what I'm still talking about, trying to change a man after you get married to him. See, let's be realistic here. 99% of men are unchangeable after marriage. You can only get a better version of them. Can we talk the truth to one another?
Yeah.
You can only get a better version of them. So while you were dating and he has not been praying, you were doing the praying for him. If you are unable to talk to him and gear him up to pray, then you will do the praying for him most time till the end of that marriage. So, but please listen. You don't learn how to use left hand in old age.
Oh, really?
These are the things you ought to look for while you are dating. He is not prayerful then, and you suddenly want him to become prayerful. While he's still single, he's not prayerful, you want him to become prayerful. If it's fire for fire before you married and he's no longer praying, then I want to check yourself.
Yeah.
There must have been something that you were doing that has burned down his prayer life. So this is what I'm going to encourage the woman to do. You know how to pray. Keep praying, asking God to touch him. The hands of the king is in the hands of the Lord. The heart of the king rather is in the hands of the Lord. The Lord can do it. 99% of men are unchangeable. All right, I'm going to go into the WhatsApp right now. Yes, let's do that and check the question by Aremu. Said there is a question on the WhatsApp. Why we look at all right, we will read the question. Please, you can send it. If you have our WhatsApp, you can send it. We will still read it. Yeah. He said, what are the positive and negative impact of third party in marriage? We'll deal with that,
we'll do that later.
After this question. Yeah. That's a very wonderful question.
Okay. We're in question 4.
Yes.
I pray we'll be able to answer them all.
Now, after the question 4, we'll go to the question.
There is a sister that we were dating and we were already planning even the introduction. She came to me one day that she is no longer interested. All efforts to make her reason with me and change her mind was not successful. Yeah. She left, but later showed up. She left, but later showed up 5 months later, begging for forgiveness and want me to accept her back. I have a feeling she tried another relationship which fails and now decides to come back. I am 29 years old already. Okay, I'm 29 years already, ready for marriage.
Okay.
But can't seem to love her the way I did before. Should I accept her back?
I did on that one. Yes, I did on that one. I am going to talk generally and I'm not make a decision for you to accept her back or reject her. Because at the end of the day, it will boil down to one thing. Yeah. You are going to spend the rest of your life with her. As a marriage counselor, I can't decide, or we can't decide for you. We can only advise you based on one thing. I will start with this. For you saying that, shall I accept her back, means that there is something in you that wants her. Yeah. If you don't want her, you won't ask this question. Straight away, you will reject her if you are no longer interested in her. What may be the reason here is that what she did might still be hurting to you. Okay. And you may not have been completely healed. And that's why you are still asking the question. So now, asking that question only means one thing. There is still an element of interest in her. Now, but the question is, how strong is that willingness of yours to take her back? Have you completely forgiven her? Are you not taking her back just to do unto her what she did to you? Are you not succumbing to the pressure? You are succumbing to the pressure that I am old, I am 29 going to 30, and it is the right time for me to marry. Are you not just accepting her based on pity you have for her? You have to check each of these very well. Because for me, I don't know of any other person. For us, marriage is a lifelong
project.
It's not a YouTube stream that you started and you can end anytime. It is what you go into, a journey of no return until death do us part. Some people will say, what of the abusive and everything? We'll discuss that some other time. But on a normal level, it is not I marry her today and I saw somebody with a better figure 8 tomorrow and you want to jump. It is not I marry her today and because we are unable to have kids now, I want to move ahead. It is not that I marry her today and one of my past girlfriends now come back and she's looking more beautiful and I wouldn't even have married her if this one has agreed for me in the first place, so I need to opt out. It is a decision you make and you have to stand by all life long. So ask yourself the question we are asking you right now. She left. Why did she left in the first place? This is for the single out there. What were you doing probably that was annoying to her? Or what was the main problem before somebody will walk up to you that you were planning to do an engagement and you said, I'm no longer doing? At that point, if you are not contented to have her back again, let her go. Because a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. So if you are sure you've not completely forgiven her, there is no law in the Bible or anywhere in the whole world that says it's a must you take her back.
Yes.
You guys are not married yet. So if you are sure you don't really want to have her back, let her go. Don't go into the relationship only for both of you to regret it for the rest of your life. So if you have a feeling that she tried to have another relationship and it's not working, you should be careful, because that means you are a second option. And that might still be repeated in the nearest future if there is another opportunity for her to do exactly the same thing. So don't be deceived by her coming. I've had a relationship. I've been opportune to listen to a couple in this kind of a relationship. She went. She came back. Begged him with everything. And this guy agreed. If you remember also, I know you know. This guy agreed to have her back. They eventually got married.
Have a kid.
But like the Yoruba says, she eventually left. And today, all they could have together was that kid. And they are no longer together. They didn't fight. They didn't fight. Just a matter of trying to relocate one another. You go forth and I will join you, and that's the end of the day.
She joined with another person.
Now, listen. Be careful of anybody that will come with crocodile tears and crocodile tears and cock and bull stories. Why would she leave in the first place? But you have to look into it also. If she leaves and she wishes to come back and you check and you are sure, you can go ahead. But in this case, we're not going to tell you go ahead or don't go ahead.
So the ball is in his head.
He's the Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and everything. The ball is in your court, you have to play it.
We try to give you our own side of it.
Yes, I think we'll go into this question before moving into the next one.
Okay.
Positive and negative impact of third party in marriage. that is a very big question for another day. It's a very big topic.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that also. There are positives and there are negatives about it. And it's not something we can discuss fully in this program, but we'll quickly run through it. Yes, element of third party cannot be ruled out in marriage.
Sure.
There are people that you look up to that will be like an advisor to you. Somebody said when you want to get married to your husband or your wife, locate that very person that can always talk to him and his head or her head will come down. It might not be his parent or her parents. It might be a mentor. It might be somebody she's looking or is looking up to.
It might be a friend.
It can be a friend that you trust. Those people can always talk sense. You know, there are some friends that can hold your husband or your wife more than even their father can do. That such a friend will just look at him and say, my friend, if you allow me to get angry with you on this case, say, pipe down now. I said I'm going to change. My friend, if you don't change about this thing, there are friends like that. So there are positivity for for third party in marriage, but there are still negativity too. Be sure of the one you are going to talk about your family matter with, so that it doesn't show up in the social media the very next day and everybody is reading about it. So
I think there are more negativity, like there are more side effects than the positive side of it. You know, like for me, you see, sometimes if the care is not taken, everything you explain to them will be heard somewhere else in the future, in the future, you know, because if the care is not taken, if you're not careful about it, you just discover, because anything can happen between you and someone. And before you know, you just start hearing news and things that you didn't plan to share with the whole world, you know. And in such situation, what will you do? So the best thing, darling, the best thing we can do is that you should know what to tell them, even when you have to involve third parties in your marriage.
Okay.
Know what you tell them. Know the length of the things you tell them, because it's not everything and salary, like your mom said. It's not everything you have to tell them. You know, there are things that you still have to keep to yourself, and you know that this thing is personal. Because forget it. It will always hurt your emotion when you start hearing your personal things out, like you're hearing things like, oh, and this and that, like things that are personal to you or to you and your spouse. So please, we have to be very careful. Even when we have third party, even when we know that they're going to play a positive role, we still have to be very careful telling them everything, you know.
Don't tell them everything about your marriage.
You know, sometimes your boss says aborola, so even the little you tell them, listen very well. Let's hear them.
Not even in this age of social media. Not even in this age of social media.
Yeah.
Please be careful of what you tell. Who you tell what, rather. Be careful of who you tell what. Because whatever you tell a friend is no longer a secret. That is Yoruba proverb. It says, whatever you tell a friend is no longer a secret. It is what you kept within yourself that can be kept for long. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí a bá sọ fún ọ̀rẹ́ kì í ṣe àṣírí mọ́.
Because your friend, he is having another friend.
Yes.
Or she's having another friend. You know, before you know it, she might not even really mean it. Maybe sometimes she might just discuss, and before you know, she have to talk about you, and from there the other friend has another friend, you know. So just like that.
Yeah, in this COVID, there's what we call the bubble. You have a kind of people that you keep with, who are your friends. So like you can be with them without having to fear the COVID. They are called your bubble. So, but your bubble also have another bubble. They also have another friend. Your friend has another friend, and before you realize it, it goes on and on.
Yeah, and is what I'm thinking. Maybe what he's trying to say is that third party, when there are issues in marriage that needs to be settled, right?
Yeah.
You know, so you still have to look at the person you're going to discuss with.
All right.
Yeah.
We will go with this one, question number 5 quickly. Our time is getting fast spent and we have to be quicker now. Question number 5 says, I am an extrovert and my wife is an introvert.
Okay.
She doesn't like to go out, and sometimes I have to encourage her to join me for social gatherings that we were invited to, but she mostly refused. What can I do to encourage her to socialize more? The same thing we started with the program with. 99% of spouses, either man or woman, can be changed. If she is a social hermit, a recluse before you met her, remember that she won't just change immediately. There are ways you behave while you behave, and it goes beyond the situation around you. There is a genealogical impact of the combination of your genes that makes up who you are. I will also talk about another book at this point by Tim LaHaye, Spirit, Control, Temperament. If you've not read that book, very wonderful book also. In this program, we'll be mentioning books that have blessed our life, and we hope you will read. It talks about the way where you are. We have, if you look at temperament, we definitely have 4 categories. We have the sanguine, the choleric, the melancholy, and the phlegmatic.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 temperaments. But no person is completely sanguine. Sanguine is the outgoing type. Who want to talk with everybody.
Everywhere.
And the opposite of sanguine is the phlegmatic, the quiet type that doesn't want to talk, that is not having much drive, that is not moved to do many things.
Yeah.
We have the choleric, which is the bossy type that follows sanguine. Is more composed. He has element of sanguine in him or her, but more composed, and is the type that could be a boss, that could be a leader. And then we have the melancholy that is a bit closer to the phlegmatic, but it's not as docile as the phleg. Now, we don't have one single person having just one. You could be San Mel, you could be San Col, you could be San Phleg. If you read this book, you understand you have element of sanguine and element of choleric. We call you a San Col. Now, what am I saying is that when you were dating your wife, you know the kind of person she is. Nobody learned to use the left hand at old age. You won't be able to change her. You knew all along that she's not an outgoing type, and you still went ahead to marry her. Now, you may try to encourage her to improve. You can get an improved version of her.
Yeah.
But she will not just stand up one day and become a sanguine that talks, an extrovert that want to mix with everybody.
Yeah.
So now you have to take it the way it is. There is a quality you saw in her that makes you to love her. That quality you have to manage maintain that quality and enjoy her not being sociable. At least she's sociable enough to have kids for you. You are sociable enough to enjoy yourself in the.
And she can still help out. Like he can still help out. Like you can still try make like a book for a day. You know, like if you keep trying little by little, I think maybe with time she will get used to it.
And, you can bring her out of her shell by being. You can bring her out of her shell by being a bit patient with her, trying to encourage her, protect her when the outing is too much, and you can tell your friend, my wife won't be able to make it. There are people that are not social media person. In our experiences, we try to call couples for program, and he said, I would love to call, but my husband is the type that doesn't want to appear on the screen, and he doesn't want to, and we have to respect them for that. We've called couples, and the husband will say, I want to be in that program, but my wife is not a social bee. Can I come alone? And we said, okay, for now, we still have a couple program. We might try to adjust and get something. Now, what are we saying? We can't all be the same temperament. Now, you got married to her. There is a reason for you getting married to her. Try to maintain that. This is what I'm going to say to round up that level. Please understand her temperament and walk with her based on that. Little by little, you can bring out the timidity and give her more courage to socialize. but it's not going to be
sometimes it's not even
in a GD.
you know.
Sometimes it may not be achievable.
Yeah.
So you just have to learn to manage what you have.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this now, but we have so many questions here. You know, just wish.
Okay. AA said, I just wish many couples are watching this program because many Nigerian homes are about collapsing because of no family relatives
around for advice and guidance.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep your question coming and please share this program. That's the way to help us. Share this program like you are watching right now. Share it on your Facebook. Share it on your WhatsApp. Call your friends. Send it to your friend. Let them join.
Yeah.
This is the best way for them to get the best out of us. Now,
question
number 6.
6. So we have a question here. Says, my wife does not like to wear rings. That's wedding ring. No, my wife does not like to wear rings.
She said she doesn't like to wear rings.
Okay, my wife does not like to wear rings on most rings, maybe generally. Okay, on most occasions, she doesn't even wear her wedding rings. Wow, she is very beautiful, and I am sometimes jealous that going out without rings will make people see her as unmarried. I wear my rings all the time. I mean, that's the man.
Yeah.
And we
like
her to do so too. we have changed the rings to gold to make it more attractive to wear, but still she's not wearing. What can I do to make her wear her rings?
Wow. This
question.
This is damn question.
If you're the one that asked this question, I'm not making jest of your question, but I just say that the question is somehow funny.
The question is funny, but is what is affecting the man that is saying.
Wow. But I think this is an habit. To me, it's not as if she's doing it deliberately. Maybe she's doing it because she wants people to know that, or maybe people should think that she's not married, or I don't know. But for me, I think it's just an habit. It's not everyone that likes wearing rings, or sometimes even for me, so that if I'm not going out, most of the times I'm not wearing. If I'm at home, because I feel like in the kitchen is disturbing me, so I don't really want to wear. So I don't know from where this perspective you are looking at it from, because you said now that you were jealous because you don't want people to think that she's not married outside because she's beautiful and so on. Well, it's good to be jealous about your wife anyway. So what you have to say.
See, in this case, there are things to say anyway. And I want to say this. I will start by saying there is element of mistrust in that marriage. See, it will be difficult if you have trust for you to believe your wife will be seen as a marriage. For example, let me put myself in your shoe. Your shoe might be an oversized for me or not big enough for me to wear. Anyway, I don't know which one. But if I have to put myself in your shoe, I will say this. My wife can never go out and I'll start feeling that because he's not wearing ring, people might think I'm married and people, let me just be funny. How possible is that for her? So the first thing I want to talk about with this is there is an element of mistrust in this marriage. There is a trust issue which has to be settled first. So for you to even think that your wife will go out and something will happen, you have to watch it from that angle. Yeah. So I will say this. First, settle the trust issue. Rings or no rings, even as we are talking right now, Oni, do you have your ring on? Thank God. Ring or no ring, like unto us, in most cases, we go out. Yeah. See, I don't think I remember when last I removed this ring. If you look at it very well, it's good really, but it has already get many dents here and there with my hand doing one or two things, a lot of dents here and there. Now, my wife has no single dent. That's the way women are made. shining and say, even if you see it now, our own is shining, more shiny than mine. Now, what do I want to say is that for the mere fact that I don't remove my ring and she remove us doesn't mean I am worried. Now, marriage is not all about rings.
Yeah.
When marriage started in the first place in the Garden of Eden,
there was no ring. Wow.
Adam was never given a ring, neither was Eve half one. This that you see here is what we try to, as a result of man invention, what we invented. And that is why all about marriage is not about this. There are ringless people who are more committed to marriage. Let me use another word, a ringful one. If that English is correct. There are ringless people who are more committed to marriage than ringful one. There are so many people out there who doesn't have that ring in this finger and are still committed to their marriage more than those who are wearing it. Some even use this ring as a man to misbehave. As I said, you see, I'm married. That means how do you want to put it? I'm a responsible man. If I can take care of a woman in my house, I can take care of you.
They use it to oppress others.
So it is not about the ring. However, if psychologically you are attached to that ring, you have to sit your wife down and talk about it. And the woman also, if she loves you, has to understand that you are a ring person. So you have to manage a ring person like a ring person. There are men that will say, how are you not having your ring? You want to go and with or without ring, she will still go and
do if she's having
she will still go and with ring she can still go and without ring he can still go and so it's not all about the ring. However, if the wife can be listening to us right now, we will say this: your husband love you to wear the ring.
Please
wear the ring. They change it to go. Yeah, one way or the other, she might end up listening to this program.
Yeah.
They change it to go to make it the goals to make it more attractive.
Yeah.
So, but in conclusion, we will say, please don't become the Lord of the ring. It's not all about ring.
Yeah.
But it's all about how she feels for you. Like you said, that's where I'm rounding up. She said she doesn't like to wear rings. That's what you started with. So if she doesn't like to wear rings, don't force her to wear. She loves you and she will be faithful. Thank you.
That's good. I don't know if you are online. We can have 20 people online right now.
Yeah.
And we still have so many questions. We are still in.
We pick one more and then we round up with that.
But if you still want us to continue, you can signify. We'll pick number 7 now, and
wherever we stop, we pick it up the next time. Yeah, 1 hour should be 1 hour.
Okay. So now the next question says, my husband keeps some friends that I am not comfortable with. I don't know how to make him understand that without us fighting. These friends don't love him these friends don't love him and are only around him for the benefits they enjoy. He is not seeing this, like he's not aware that they are just using him or taking advantage of him. What can I do to stop the association?
Another big one there.
We have so many questions that are deep here.
Very deep. I want to say this. I want to start with this and you will go ahead. Listen, in most cases, men are not able to understand this up to what women does.
Yeah.
Women have that intuition to be able to understand some of these things. See, we are one-way traffic.
Yeah, men, right?
Yes, men are one-way traffic. And we just do things, especially with our feelings and our emotions. We just go ahead and do things. Now, I would like to say this. When your wife is saying some of this issue, as a man, if you are with me, pause and think. pause and think. There is something within this that you need
like
to
there's
understand.
a red flag. She's, you know, that she's trying to
there is
show
a
to
sea
you.
caution
A sea caution, yeah.
that she's trying to let you see.
You're right. Yeah. Wow, yeah. So
I think for us, we have to stop at this.
Because the time is fast.
Yes, the time we said 1 hour, and we have to. Although we didn't really start, we have to wait like 7, 8, 10 minutes, and that's why we are looking up to 7 minutes, and then we will round up because that's exactly how we get started. Now I will say this: we have to stop at 7, which is the perfect for 7 questions we've dealt with. We have like 11 and some other more that we will do later. When we have the opportunity to have time out with SeyiFunmi, we'll still be looking. If we are unable to treat your question today, we want to say we're very sorry. We have an hour, and if you are, for those who have been interacting, sending us your question, if you still have more questions for those who have our for those for those who are on our platform, let's use this opportunity to tell you that you are watching us on our YouTube. It's one of our platforms. We are on Instagram, still the same, Marriage is Beautiful, where M is beautiful on Twitter. Marriage is Beautiful
on Facebook.
We have a group. We have marriage. You can search us out with that Gmail at Marriage is Beautiful G4. At Marriage is Beautiful G4. Marriage is Beautiful G4 at gmail.com. That's our Gmail. If you are in our WhatsApp group, we will appreciate if you will send us more questions over there like you do. So
our inbox, most of them are people sending voice. Yeah.
So I think we will stop here today. If we are unable to treat your question, like we said, welcome, Victor Igonu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you are joining us right now, we're about rounding up. The program is for 1 hour, and we really want you to stick to that time. We said 1 hour, and to be time conscious, 1 hour it will be. One, what do you have to say as we go for today?
Yeah, we want to say thank you to everyone for staying with us, and we want to appreciate everyone that sent their questions in. And for those that we are not able to touch their questions today, it's just that the time is not on our side. It's just that the time is not on our side. We are so sorry. We could have wanted to, but we want to keep to our time, so that next time when we say 1 hour, you will understand with us. You will be able to come around. And if there is time, like if time permits us, maybe during the week we can go on Instagram and answer them. But if not, we'll still look for a time to come back to you.
To have another time out with
and discuss them. And if there are still more questions like that, like my husband said, so please.
Don't call me that you are about saying that you. What do you?
Because I'm with the kids, so I'm used to that sometimes.
No, leave the daddy for the kids.
Yeah.
Viewers, do I look daddish?
No, you look
very, very young boy.
So like my young boy said,
better bound.
We will be looking into those questions as time goes on. So we'll let you know when we are ready to answer them one of these days by God's grace. So thank you so much. God bless you. We really enjoy staying. Somebody said, I really enjoy. Yes.
Yeah, that's to me diplomacy. I really enjoy. Thank you very much for the program today. This is Marriage Affairs with SeyiFunmi, and what we have today is Time Out with SeyiFunmi.
Answering your question.
By next week, we'll be having a wonderful guest in the house, and we can relate, talk, and share experiences together.
Yeah.
Until that very next week, when we will be coming across your way again. SeyiFunmi is saying, Thank you.
We love you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.